The year is 2199. Humanity, a shadow of its former self, clinging to life in underground cities. An unknown alien species had bombarded Earth with radiation-filled meteors, turning the surface into a toxic wasteland and wiping out almost everyone. For those who survived, hope is a forgotten luxury. They are simply waiting for the inevitable end. But on this desolate, irradiated surface, one man walks. His name is Susumu. Clad in a protective suit, he scavenges for scrap metal just to get by. Suddenly, a streak of light pierces the sky, an alien probe, hurtling directly towards him. The impact is deafening. The world goes black. When Susumu awakens, his helmet is gone, and blood trickles down his forehead. Dazed, he stumbles to his feet and sees the crashed probe. The moment his hand touches its strange surface, he collapses again. Soon after, another ship descends from the sky. It's Captain Okita's vessel, humanity's last bastion. His crew finds Susumu unconscious next to the mysterious object. Upon examining the probe, they are stunned. It contains blueprints for technology so advanced it seems like magic, but what it means is a complete mystery. At the same time, the ship's doctor reports grim news. Susumu's body is saturated with lethal levels of radiation. He has no chance of survival. Just as they pronounce his fate, Susumu bursts into the room, roaring with fury. He points a trembling finger at Captain Okita. He accuses him of cowardice, of using his brother's ship as a shield during a past battle before running away. The memory is still fresh. Susumu's brother, Commander Kadai, had faced the Gamilas, a powerful alien enemy. With humanity's fleet being decimated, Kadai made the ultimate sacrifice, using his own ship to shield the retreating fleet, allowing Captain Okita and others to escape. "My brother died because of you," Susumu screams, lunging at Okita. Before he can land a blow, a sharp slap from a female crew member named Yuki stops him in his tracks. Guards quickly drag him away. After the chaos settles, the doctor apologizes, but Okita is fixated on one impossible fact. How did he survive? He asks. How is that man still alive with that much radiation in him? No one has an answer. Later, Okita meets with a high-ranking general. The general's plan is grim: abandon Earth, take a select few elite, the leaders, and search for a new home. Okita vehemently disagrees. If they are to save anyone, he argues, it should be the young and the capable, the ones who can actually rebuild civilization, not the ones who led it to the brink. Then, the general reveals the true plan. The alien probe wasn't from an enemy. It came from a planet called Skend. The beings there possess a technology that can completely neutralize radiation. The probe also contained the coordinates to find them. The government has decided to send their last warship, the Yamato, on a desperate journey to Skend to retrieve this miracle cure. It's a long shot, a one-way trip into the unknown, but it's humanity's only hope. The call for volunteers goes out. To everyone's astonishment, Susumu is one of the first to sign up. The doctor who had declared him a dead man can't believe her eyes. Hurry up, Susumu tells her. There are others waiting. He was once a soldier, a skilled fighter who left the military. Now, he's ready to put his life on the line again. On board the Yamato, he comes face to face with Yuki, the woman who slapped him. She's stunned to see him. This is Captain Okita's ship, she says, confused. Why would you volunteer when you hate him so much? Susumu just offers a wry smile, ignoring her question. As she presses him for his real intentions, piercing alarms blare through the ship. An incoming attack. Without hesitation, Susumu sprints toward the bridge, shouting at Yuki to get to her post. Who are you to give me orders? She snaps back. I'm your new squadron leader, he declares, taking command. A Gamilas missile is screaming toward them. Captain Okita orders all weapons to fire, but he knows it's not enough. This is it. In a move of sheer desperation, he gives the order. Fire the wave gun. A soldier protests. Sir, it's never been tested. But Okita's voice is firm, full power. The resulting explosion is cataclysmic. On Earth, the control team watches their monitors as the Yamato vanishes in a blinding flash of light. A heart-stopping silence hangs in the air. Then, a blip, the ship reappears. Okita's weary face appears on the main screen. He informs the general that firing the weapon likely gave away their position, but they had no other choice. The Yamato is damaged, but functional. If they can just escape the solar system, they might have a chance. On board, a sense of relief washes over the crew. Susumu reconnects with old comrades, soldiers who served with him before. They're thrilled to have their legendary leader back. Someone even breaks out a bottle to celebrate their survival. But Yuki sits alone, fuming. She can't stand the hero worship. When they invite her to join, she explodes. "Where have you been all this time?" She yells at Susumu, her voice filled with contempt. "Your brother died a hero, saving everyone, while you ran away from the army. You're a coward." Her words cut through the cheerful atmosphere. One of Susumu's friends, enraged by the insult, lunges at her. With a single, swift move, Yuki knocks him out cold. The tension is broken by another command from Okita. It's time to go. The Yamato powers up, pushes past the limits of known space, and finally breaks free from the solar system. They made it. They are in interstellar space. But their celebration is short-lived. The Gamilas are back. Susumu immediately orders the wave gun to be fired, but a crewman reminds him it needs to recharge. 20 more minutes. Okita yells. Until then, target their engines. Don't let them follow us. Susumu orders his Black Tiger's squadron to launch, but it's too late. Yuki, acting on her own, has already taken a fighter and is engaging the enemy fleet single-handedly. She's a brilliant pilot, holding her own against impossible odds. But as Susumu tries to contact her, her ship is hit, her comms go silent. After a tense moment, her voice crackles back to life, weak but determined. "My engines are gone." Destroyed by debris, with the enemy closing in, Yuki knows she has one last move to make. Susumu couldn't just leave her behind. He grabbed another ship and flew straight for Yuki. As he neared her damaged craft, he yelled for her to jump on his signal. At that exact moment, a massive enemy fleet was closing in fast. Captain Okita ordered his crew to attack immediately. Susumu got close enough, gave the signal, and Yuki leapt through space toward his ship. Meanwhile, Okita had a clever plan. The moment the enemy got close, they would fake an attack, then roll the ship hard to the side to escape. He warned the entire crew to brace for the maneuver. The plan was to dodge the fleet, pick up Susumu and Yuki, and then warp back into the solar system. Moments later, as the enemy closed in, they feigned a strike and then expertly rolled away, escaping the trap. Susumu and Yuki managed to get aboard just in time. Susumu carried the unconscious Yuki in his arms and rushed her inside. As she started to stir, she was placed on a stretcher and taken for medical treatment. Just then, Okita arrived. He told Susumu that his reckless stunt had endangered everyone's life. But Susumu fired back, saying this was just his way of doing things. He would never leave a crewmate to die. Unlike Okita. Furious, Okita ordered Susumu to be locked in the brig. A little later, Chief Tokugawa visited him in his cell and started mocking him. Susumu was already fuming, completely convinced he'd done the right thing. But then Tokugawa said something surprising. Okita had been just like him in his younger days. At that moment, the doctor arrived. Susumu immediately asked about Yuki, and the doctor assured him she was out of danger. The three of them shared a drink together. The doctor then told Susumu a story about the previous war. Okita had faced an impossible decision. His own son was part of that battle and neither he nor his crew ever returned. Soon after, Okita made an announcement. They were about to leave the solar system, heading toward a place no human had ever reached. They might never be able to contact Earth again. He instructed the crew to talk to their families one last time. Everyone made their calls. Eventually, Susumu was taken from the brig and brought to the communication room. As he arrived, Yuki was just walking out. Susumu asked if she was okay, but she was still furious. She told him she would rather die than put the mission at risk. To calm her down, Susumu gently touched her nose. Later, in the cafe, Shima asked Yuki where Susumu was. Yuki replied that he was sending a message to his family. But Shima revealed the heartbreaking truth: Susumu had no family left. They were all killed in a bombing, and then his brother died in battle. Since then, Susumu had been completely alone. That was the day he left the military. Meanwhile, Susumu sat alone in the communication room, with no one to call. Eventually, his time was up. Just as the crew was about to exit the solar system, they spotted a lone Gamilas fighter nearby. It wasn't attacking. Okita ordered them to bring it inside for inspection. Later, Okita's medical tests came back. His illness had worsened, he didn't have much time left. At the same time, the crew inspecting the captured ship discovered the alien pilot was alive. He suddenly attacked and took control of a crewman named Sato. The alien introduced himself as Desolar. Susumu demanded to know why they were attacking Earth. Desolar just laughed and said they weren't attacking, they were simply improving it. Just then, Yuki entered the room. Susumu quickly shot Sato with a stun gun, forcing the alien entity to leave his body. Later in the cafeteria, Sato was screaming in pain while the others laughed it off. Susumu went to see Okita. The captain asked if he would become his successor. Mamoru was supposed to be the next captain, but now Okita wanted Susumu to take the role. Susumu refused, saying he couldn't lead the ship the way Okita wanted. Okita told him to lead in his own way. He then picked up the communicator and officially announced Susumu as the new acting captain. Suddenly, the Gamilas attacked again, and the entire crew rushed into action. The alien ship they had captured began to glow. It was transmitting their location to the enemy. Susumu took command and started issuing orders. Endo reported that a lift had malfunctioned, trapping several crew members. Susumu told them to stay put. He charged a wave motion gun and fired a massive blast, completely destroying the enemy ship. But then they realized another attack was coming from below, right toward the third bridge. Susumu hesitated for a moment, then ordered Yuki to handle it. She fired and destroyed the enemy ship. After the battle, Susumu reported to Okita. 6 crew members in the third bridge had died. Susumu felt he wasn't worthy of being captain. Okita asked him why he had returned to the ship in the first place. Susumu said he wanted to see what kind of man Okita truly was, and he wanted to see Earth green again. He then asked a final, haunting question: were his actions as captain the right ones? Susumu, now standing tall, promised Okita he would fulfill his duties with integrity. Okita then revealed he had something crucial to tell him. But as Susumu left the room, he was confronted by a devastated Yuki, still reeling from the third bridge incident. She was broken. Susumu apologized, explaining she had acted on his orders, but Yuki insisted he was just doing his duty. She broke down, overwhelmed with guilt for attacking her own people. Susumu embraced her, and in that moment of shared vulnerability, they kissed. An announcement echoed through the ship. They were about to leave the solar system. Their destination, Skend, appeared before them, a beacon of hope. But their joy was cut short. A missile launched from Skend, hurtling towards the Yamato. With the wave gun still recharging, Susumu ordered all cannons to fire as the missile split into 4 parts. The crew unleashed a full-scale counterattack, but it wasn't enough. Susumu made the difficult decision to retreat back into the solar system, a move that put even more distance between them and their goal. Inspecting the missile fragments, they made a shocking discovery. It was a Gamilas missile. The crew immediately suspected a trap. But Sonata pointed out something strange: the capsule contained no radiation, only a set of coordinates. Susumu was convinced they had to follow them. If it were a trap, the enemy would have waited for them to arrive before attacking. This meant they were being deliberately steered away from this location. Susumu gathered the crew, explaining his plan. He divided them into teams, each with a specific mission. He then broadcast a message to the entire ship, announcing their imminent landing on planet Skander. He admitted the coordinates could be a trap, but if they were real, Earth could be saved. His words ignited a fire of determination in the crew. Susumu himself boarded a smaller ship and sped towards Skander. As he approached, he saw the ground littered with enemy missiles. His crew soon joined him, and they were met with a fierce assault, but they fought back with equal ferocity. Finally reaching the coordinates, the aliens launched a brutal, final ambush. A chaotic gunfight erupted. Kato, one of the pilots, was hit but kept fighting, covering his comrades as they pushed forward. A small group finally reached the marked location, where they found what they believed to be Skander, a brilliant, glowing entity. When Yuki touched the light, she was instantly possessed. In that moment, Susumu recalled his conversation with Okita. Okita had confessed the truth. The story of a radiation cure was a lie, a fabricated hope built around the fact that Susumu had miraculously survived lethal radiation levels. Under the light's influence, Yuki delivered a startling message. The Gamilas and Skander were one and the same. Their home planet was dying, and they had chosen Earth as their new home, planning to eradicate humanity to claim it. But a faction, the Skander, opposed this genocidal plan and were imprisoned. They were the ones who secretly sent the capsule to Earth. There was no device to eliminate radiation, but now, Yuki could. It was the capsule's energy that had saved Susumu. Suddenly, a wave of energy burst from Yuki's body, cleansing all radiation in the area. They removed their masks, breathing clean air for the first time. The energy then receded, and Yuki collapsed. As the crew advanced, the Gamilas launched another devastating attack. Sato and Sada made a heroic choice, staying behind to hold off the enemy so Susumu and Yuki could escape. Susumu refused to leave them, but Sada insisted. When Susumu and Yuki got outside, they were met with a horrific sight. All other crew members had been killed. Inside, Sato and Sada fought to their last breath. Sada, having planted a bomb earlier, detonated it with his dying act, taking a huge number of Gamilas with him. Back on the Yamato, they informed a severely ill Okita of everything. Okita urged Susumu to think carefully about their next move before peacefully passing away. As Susumu guided the Yamato toward Earth, announcing their success, the Gamilas attacked again. In the ensuing battle, the fatally wounded Takagawa also died. Suddenly, a massive, disembodied face appeared, declaring they couldn't give Earth back. It vanished, revealing a colossal nuclear reaction forming outside powerful enough to destroy the planet. Susumu refused to give up. He asked if the wave motion gun could be used. The crew warned him the ship was too damaged. Firing it would destroy the Yamato. They had enough power for one last shot, a shot that would be the ship's end. Susumu ordered all crew to abandon ship. Yuki refused. Shima offered to stay, but Susumu ordered him to escort Yuki to Earth. She was their only hope. The crew evacuated, but Yuki still wouldn't leave. Susumu, his voice breaking, told her he had no family until he met her. He wanted her to see a green Earth again. He then stunned her and had Shima carry her away. Alone, Susumu prepared for the final attack. As Yuki woke up on the escape craft, she saw the Yamato charge forward. Susumu fired the wave motion gun, ramming the enemy ship in a cataclysmic explosion. Years later, Earth was green and vibrant once more. Yuki played in a field with her young son. Susumu never returned, but his sacrifice had saved them all. His dream had come true. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this story, please like and subscribe for more.